Any volunteers? Anybody? I'll give you a score on your quiz.
Isn't that what grading is?
Yeah, let's see. Online, here we go. All right, anybody? Going once? I'm surprised. Normally we get a volunteer. Oh, Tyler, I forgot to look at that video. I'll check that out. All right. Braden, can I pick on yours?
Sure, I guess.
All right. I'm always picking on poor Braden. Aiden, I don't know. You're going to have to. How do you do the drawings? I don't know. All right. Here's Braden. So I'm going to have to zoom in. Okay. That quality. Oh, my goodness.
It's very bad quality. I'm sorry.
What? How?
I might try resending on my phone.
Yeah, you might have to do that. How am I going to agree? Remember, I need to see sentences in English.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll give you like a little
I'll
feedback.
resend it later.
Yeah, resend it later.
I used the Chromebook. That's why it's so weird.
Yeah. Well, Eden has words, so maybe I can read his. Please wait. Okay. Histogram show which values are more or less da 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 da. You can't get da 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 history. All right. I don't. Aiden, you're in the. I don't think Aiden's in here. Hey, he is here. Aiden, I need to see the data, the graphs and stuff. You know what I mean? So if you can hear me, we need to see like the pictures, kind of like this sloppy Joe here. But I need to see the data. We had data.
Okay.
So make sure to get that. You can watch the old video, and it has I really want to see what you guys say about the bell curve. Okay. All righty. Let me pick on somebody else. Let's see. Hey, Dominic is here. What's up, Dominic? Can I? Who was it? I didn't hear you.
I said you can do mine.
Okay. Let's see. Where is? Where are you? Did you submit it? Oh, here we are. Okay. Let's see. Loading. Okay. All right. So yeah, the same thing. We need. Oh, here's more pages. Thank you. Thank you for writing the questions. That was actually good. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. 50% of the data. Yeah, it's really good. Nice. Okay. So you can zoom in. I could put little notes on it for you guys, like specifically the upper bound's 32, data without 34. Yeah, so you redid it without 34, right? For this one, you'd want to put a star at 34, like a little asterisk. You know what I mean? You're saying that there was a 34. We didn't forget about that. There we go. Here's some words. Only one person could hum longer than 32, right? Now, we don't know exactly with this data, like how much, but we know it's more than 32. Most people could hum, yeah, most people were between here, exactly. Very good. So this is the idea, guys, some data, and I think you even have a third page. Let's see the third page. Let's see if I can find it. So everybody, make sure that you. I'll give you feedback on it, but if it doesn't have what I'm looking for, I'll let you know what you're missing, and then of course you can ask each other. Right. What you don't want to do is send somebody else's picture, because then I'll be really like, oh, that's not cool. Okay, that is not cool at all. Here's the data. It looks like half of your data is shaded, which would be the mean, the average. Okay. Good job. 25% above. So that's the idea. Okay. Good job. I would give this a full 100% on your data. Okay. So today I'm gonna give you guys started with your Khan Academy. We'll do a quick notes. So you're gonna get 10 points for these quick notes, and then we're gonna do some little review. And I think this is gonna be number 10 if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
All right. And today we're going to focus on the middle. Focus on center of data. Now, center is loose, which means it's got a few definitions. So can somebody tell me what is one measure the center of the data. And we can put some numbers if you want. Let's just put some numbers. I'll put them in order too. 1, 1, 5, 6, 10, 12. All right, guys. What is the center of this data?
We have to make it up.
Or let's make up another one just to make it odd. Make it even easier. Okay. There we go. So what's the center of the data?
6.
6. Let's see, 3. So the median is a center of, right? Nina? Christina? Volume. Median is a center, right? Is the center. Now there's another center of data. The median is the exact center, right? Exact center. I think there's a C in there. Exact. Doesn't look right. Exact. So what's another way to measure the center of data? What's another one? Median is 1. What's another one? What's another place you can get like the middle-ish of the data? Starts with M.
The mean?
The mean. Yep, exactly. The mean is another way to get the data, the center of data, right? Is another center. Now, it's not exactly in the center, but it's somewhere, right? It's close to the center, right? And then you can say it's close to center. All right, so let's find out the center, the mean of this data. Anybody have a calculator handy?
I do.
All right, ready? Tell us when you're ready, and we'll just add them up.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, so let's see, 24 plus 16 plus 7.
47.
All right, 47 divided by what, Braden? How many numbers are there?
7.
All right, so what's 47 divided by 7, Dylan?
6.714.
All right, I'll leave it as, oh, you said 6.7?
Yes.
Okay,
6.7.
Okay, so we'll leave it right there. This is another center, right? And that's close. That's close to 6, right? Close to 6, right? All right. So the mean is also a center of data. Here's another center of data. I'll put a different color. IQR. That's also the center of data. All right. So let's find out the IQR. All right. So the IQR, remember, is the middle of the first half in the middle of the second half. So Q3 is 12 and Q1 is 1. So how far are these two? How far are these? How far are
11.
these? 11. So IQR is 11. So now 11 is it's kind of, I mean, it's not close to the center, but it's the center of our box in Whisker. 1. And then we said it goes to 12, right? Whoa. Well, this is not a very good box, because, right? I mean, the Whisker is the same as, well, the data is too small, but the idea is the IQR, right? And don't use this example because this is a horrible example, because the box is the beginning and the end, right? But this would be your center. Just pretend that there was some other number. Just pretend there was longer. This is the center, right? Make sense? It's like the middle, right? Let's not call it center. Let's call it the middle, okay? All right, so we have 3 ways to measure the middle of the data. We have the exact middle, We have the average, which is kind of close to the middle. It might be right skewed or left skewed. And then we have the IQR, which is like a big chunk, a bit like half of the data in the middle. Okay. All right. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about standard deviation, and then we're going to start do the we're going to do the Khan Academy. Thank you. I'm trying to write and listen to my wife's conversation at the same time and listen to you guys. And
Oh boy.
standard. Now my wife could do this because her brain is really different. She can hear two conversations at once. But I have a male brain and it works differently. All right, standard deviation, the symbol looks like this. It's kind of weird. And the standard deviation is and let me give you an example. Okay. All right, give me some random numbers between 1 and 10.
8.
And you can repeat the same number. 8.
8.
8.
8.
8. 7.
8.
8.
9.
9. 3. 5. Okay, 5 and 3. All right. Okay. All right. So what's the middle? Where's the middle at? Where's the average? All right, Dylan, can you add these up? Go ahead and do 32 plus 16 plus 8.
Plus 16. 32 plus 16 plus 8.
Yeah.
56.
56. Divided by what?
8.
8.
That's weird. Okay.
It'll be 7.
Oh, 7? You sure?
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, there's 8. So it's,
No, the answer is
Oh.
7.
I divided it by 8 and
Oh,
I got
yeah.
7.
Got it. I'm sorry. We're speaking on a different.
On a different 8.
All right. That was hilarious. Oh, by the way, am I recording this thing? Yes. Okay. All right. So the average is 7. So here is 7 right here. This is the average. Let's give him a star. That's not a star, but you get
That's like a leaf.
Yeah, give him a
Explosion.
like a halo, right?
Yeah, that's a leaf.
A leaf. All right.
No,
Now give him like little horns,
that's a flower lay.
and then give him like a little goatee and okay. All right, that's our average, right? So here is what standard deviation is. Ready? How far is 3 from 7? How far?
7 would be 4.
4. Okay. How far is 5 from 7?
5 from 7, that'd be 2.
2. How far is 7 from 7?
0.
0. How far is 8 from 7?
1.
How far is the other 8 from 7? 1. How far is the third 8 from 7? 1. How far is the fourth 8 from 7? Thank you, Braden, for all these. How far is 9?
And Tyler. Don't forget Tyler.
Yeah. Oh, Tyler too. And how far is 9 from 7? 2. All right, Dylan, we need your calculating powers. Add these numbers. Ready? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Oh, I already added for you. So, no.
You want me to add them?
Nope. What is 8 divided? What is 12? Because you have to add them up, right?
Yeah.
What is 12 divided by 8?
1.5.
So this would be your standard deviation, 1.5. So standard deviation.
Average of the average, kind of?
Yeah, it's the average of
The farness.
Yeah, of how far each number, I was going to say person, is from the average, from this guy.
Okay.
So it's the average of average. So it's kind of like how far. So they're kind of close to. Most of them are close to 7, right? How far is how far are they about to close to 7?
1.
1.5, right? What if the answer was 20? Let's pretend that the standard deviation was 20. What does that tell you? Are they close to the average or are they kind of far from the average? So, what if, here, let's do 2 scenarios. This one versus this one. Which data is more spread out? The red one or the purple one that I'm replacing with purple?
Which one's bigger?
Yeah, no, which data is more farther from the average?
The second one.
The second one. So this tells you the average, the here, I'm going to say the numbers are about 15 from this guy, right?
Yeah.
From the mean, from the average. Which means they're kind of spread out. They're spread what?
Spread out.
Spread out. And this one says they are pretty what?
Close.
Close. So the standard deviation will tell you if the data is spread out or if they're close to the average, right? So if we, right now in our social distancing, should our standard deviation be big number or little number in terms of how far we are from each other?
Big number.
It should be a big number, right? But, other years when we were like, closer together, and then the data was closer to the average. Okay. So in my original example of my moving company, Miguel's moving company, we had an average of 25-year-olds, right? 25-year-old people, right?
Yeah.
And you would want to know the median, and you would also want to know this number, right? So does anybody remember how old my 4 employees were? One was my great grandpa.
And he was 100.
I was 100. Yep.
And then everyone else was 0.
Everyone else is 0. They're babies. All right. So what is the average?
25.
100 divided by 4. 25. I wasn't lying. What's my median?
0.
Right where?
Yeah. Which is 0.
And what's my standard deviation? Well, let's find out. Ready? So 25 is my average, right? So I'm going to write up the numbers 0, 0, 0, and then I'm going to put my average right inside here, even though there is nobody that is age 25, right?
Yeah.
And then there's 100. Oops. So how far is this baby from this 25-year-old?
25.
25. All right. And how far is this one from here?
25.
And how far is that one from there?
25.
And how far is the 100-year-old from there?
75.
All right, here we go. We need to divide 150 by 4. All right, Dylan has a calculator.
Yeah, 150 divided by 4. Oh, I did it wrong. 100. 37.5.
37. I was guessing. Look at my standard deviation. It's huge. So even if you didn't know the actual ages of people, and I told you, well, my standard deviation is 37, you're like, wait, that means everybody's really far apart from the average. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, do you think that you could get a negative, a standard deviation?
No.
No. What's the smallest deviation you could have?
Probably zeros.
Zero.
There we go. Smallest is 0. That means everybody is the average. So the
People have
small,
to be so close that they're like
yeah.
far.
So there we
That
go.
makes sense.
So look at this moving company: 25, 25, 25, and 25. This company is called the Four Quadruplets Moving Company. Right? Make sense? So what's the average?
25.
And how far is everybody from the average?
0.
0. So the standard deviation will be 0. So if you had standard deviation of 0, it means everybody is the average. Everybody is the same number. Okay. All right. So the bigger the standard deviation, write that down, the more spread the data. And then we're going to be done with this. The bigger standard deviation, this means the what? Oh, here, I'll even do this so that you can visualize it. The data is make sense?
Yep.
And what about the smaller?
Data's close.
Data is close. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get some Khan Academy. I know some of you are starting, but this is important. Okay. Later on, I'm going to give you a problem that has me versus Michael Jordan, and I'm going to give you our top scores in the last 10 games, and you're going to tell me who's better, me or him, right? And we might have.
I already know who it is.
Dang it! You got to see the data first. All right. I'm not sure. I'm sure I'm better at Michael Jordan at something.
Math.
I don't even know. I can't even think of anything. All right.
Stock marketing? No, actually, he's pretty good.
No, he's
too.
really good at he is good at marketing. I'm sure he's a better dad and husband and
Or I remember growing up, I used to have like Hot Wheels with
Michael Jordan. He's better at movies and he's funny and
Space Jam.
Space
I'm not sure
Jam.
what that is.
What?
Yeah, I went to a game.
You got to look it up. All right, check it out. So let me do a few Khan Academies with you, and then you're gonna do it together. Don't start it yet.
So there's only 2?
I think I'm gonna add 3 because there's gonna be a quiz, but it's not gonna be a quiz. It's just gonna be like for points, right? Why?
There's 3 total.
Should be.
Can you know that?
Yeah.
Do you know why my grade? It says it's a 0%.
Yeah. I'll do them after we're done. I'll sit on it and I'll type everybody's data.
No, but like for the whole class.
No, you're doing great. Yeah. Let me put all the scores in and then we'll get that in there.
It just shows up gray and it says 0%, but then it still says
Bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll figure that out. Okay. Don't worry. You're doing excellent, especially when I saw your quiz. You know. All right. Look at this. Look how easy this is. Okay. Let me just do. I'm gonna do 2 of each, and then you guys will roll with it, and then I'll stay with you as you're doing it. Okay. All right. What is the mode? All right. Mode is the most common. All right. I haven't talked about that because you probably saw that in 4th grade. So mode is the most common number. What's the median? Oh, dang it. I have to put them in order, right? So I'm going to cheat. Okay. And if you want, you guys can go ahead and start it off, okay? And when I want your attention, I'll call you. I'm going to use my little calculator. Look at this. Median 5. What's the arithmetic mean? What the? Oh, arithmetic mean. What does anybody remember what that word means? Arithmetic mean? It means average. Okay. So I'm going to keep using the same calculator. The arithmetic mean is 5. Do you want this link to this, or are you just going to
Yeah.
look? Yeah. Let me put it for you guys. I'm going to put it in the pace. It's a good one. I mean, because we know how to do it. It's just more of like calculating. By the way, I took my online test for my stats class, and I got a 68%. Isn't that good? I was like, what? 60? And it was online. It was open notes and open everything. Dang. I used everything. I had 2 computers open. I don't know. I'm so embarrassed.
You shouldn't have told us that.
I hope he curves it. All right. I put it on the link on the. It was really hard, by the way. It was like, whoa, this. It got. I think he made it extra hard since he knew we were going to be cheating. There's no way he gets. Not really. It's more like more of just do the stuff I tell you to do here, some Khan Academy, and I'm not going to be testing you guys. If I give you a test, it'll be open notes, open everything,
But do you know if the tests for AP are still going to happen?
Oh, no, because they can't get it. They can't let any. You're gonna get 30 people in a classroom. That's not it. That's not cool. That's not good. You know what I mean? Like, all right. You guys keep going. I'm gonna show you my embarrassing score. It was really hard, actually. I should have studied harder. I just thought I could just Google everything. But he timed it, so you couldn't really look up everything because then you're spending time looking it up. That's right. Look at this. Where's my score? See, he made it 2 hours, 5 minutes long. But guess what? I still have a B in the class, so for some reason. I do all the homework. Yeah. Let's see. Right here. Look at this. Don't tell Abby, because that's so embarrassing. Look at my screen. 206 divided by 300. I think that's even less than a 68%.
I'm probably going to fail my dance class.
Look at this one. 68.8%. All right, how you guys doing on the Khan Academy?
Okay.
All right.
I don't know.
Make sure to use the link, right? Mode is the most common number. I didn't talk about that again, but pretty simple. You can just see it. What is the median? I'm gonna guess 4. Oh yeah. What is? Oh.
Yeah, when you go check the grades later, for number 4 for me, it says I have 75 out of 300.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go through everything. I was gonna do it last night, but I know that people wait till the last minute, so it takes a lot of time to go through each person. But that's why I want to do it once a week. But yeah, I definitely would do that, Braden.
Hey, at least you have all day.
Yeah, I know, but my back hurts after sitting here. All right, I'm gonna do the second link. If you guys are ready.
I got the arithmetic mean thing wrong, even though like you said it's the average mean.
Yeah.
On the calculator it says it's 11, but then on Khan Academy
It's 11 over 3 for me.
It said it's 49 over 9, which doesn't make any sense.
And then for me, it says 65 over 9.
Oh, dang it. It didn't want it into a decimal. It wanted it. Does that make sense? So,
It wants as a fraction.
yeah. So what it is, guys, if it doesn't divide perfectly, you're going to have to leave it as a fraction. Does that make sense? So you can't cheat as much as I wanted to. So what you could do, Ada, if you use the link I gave you, if it gives you a decimal, then just do the total divided by the number. Like I'll show you right now. I would just do, let's pretend it didn't divide perfectly. I would do 35 divided by 7. See that? Make sense? But this answer would give you a perfect answer like 5, but if it didn't, you would do 35 over 7. Let's see.
I still got it wrong.
Can you project it, or do you want to?
It's because the sum, it says 188, and then the count is 17, but it wants me to put like 49 over 9.
What is it? 188 over what?
Over 17.
Basically, basically you're just skipping the last step. So rather than actually dividing, you're just putting that in as a fraction.
Oh.
So like for example, I had one. It said I got the total was 59, and there were 7 numbers.
Okay.
So instead of dividing 59 by 7, I just put in the fraction 59 over 7.
Yeah, which is a division problem. Fractions are division. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do, but
yeah,
it said I put 188 over 17 because that's what the calculator said, but it wants me to put 49 over 9.
Do you still have the numbers? Maybe you added some numbers from your previous answer. Well, to read off your numbers.
6, 4, 1, 9, 3, 8, 3, 4, 10.
Yeah, see, those don't add up to 188. So more than likely, your calculator still has some number from a previous answer, was adding that to it. So you got to clear it and then start over. Like, there's no way that those numbers add up to 188. They're too small, right?
Yeah.
And then you would be dividing by how many numbers there are. Like, now remember, the link I gave you guys on the PACE is pretty good. It has everything there. On the second link, I think you're missing a number. You just kind of do a little bit of reverse. Okay. Can everybody take a peek at my screen real quick? You guys there? Okay. So this says, if the average is 7, find the number of raisins in each group of whatever. So the average is 7. So it's going to be 9 plus 7. 9 plus 7 is 20. 9 plus 7 is 16. Plus something equals 7. So we need to figure out what number is missing. Let me use my writing tool here. So here we go. So we have 9 plus x plus 7, all divided by how many total are here? Equals 7, right? Let's see. Does it give you the total? Let me check here. I don't know how to do this. Let's see. Let me take a hint. I'll take a hint. 7 times 3 is 21. Oh, got it. Got it. So there's 3 brands. There's right. So 3 brands times 7 is 21. So there's 21 total. So now we know how to do it. 9 plus something plus 7 divided by 3 brands equals 21. Then you just multiply everything by 3 to get rid of the 3. So you're going to have 16 plus x equals 63. Subtract 16 from both sides. So 63 minus 16 is, I don't know, 63 minus 16, 47. So you got to do a little bit of reverse. And I got it wrong. Okay. 1 second here. We have to wait until I'm add up the number 16. Okay, I got the 16. 5. All right. Oh, I see. The average wasn't 3. So got it. Let me retry this one. Okay. How to get rid of a calculator. All right. So get my erasing tool. All right. I'll try this again. So we had 9 plus x plus 7 equals, we said it was 21. So x has to be 5. And we use the 7 to multiply. We use the average to multiply by 3 to get 21. All right, so totally use the hints on that one. And I'll do one more, see if I learned anything. Okay. So since both of these are a little tricky, I'm going to do 2 of them for today. Okay. All right, this is the same one. So it's going to be 7 times 3. There's three brands. There's 21 total. So that means we have 9 here, 7 here. So 9 plus 16, so we need 5 more. This one would have to be 5. That's how you're going to get 21. Okay. All right. There we go.
Right. Have you added on that last con yet?
I think I'm going to add it, but it won't be fully required. It'll be the. Did you get the effects on shifting?
I have mean, median, mode, and then effects of shifting, adding, removing points.
Okay, so the one that I want you to guys work on is called missing value. It's the one I was working on. I thought you guys had it, but
we don't.
You don't.
I don't.
I think I gave it to my IM2 class for some reason. Okay.
What?
I know. They're going to be like, what is this? All right. So go ahead and look at the second one. Have you done the effects on shifting, Braden?
I have.
Okay, good. All right. So go ahead and start the second one, and I'll wait for you. So this one you have to move the dots, I believe. No.
No, you just for which one? The you don't have to move anything.
Oh, you have to.
You have to describe how it changed.
Got it.
So, like for the one you're on, it says there was original 6 paintings, and then there's a new one, and then you say how does the new one affect?
Oh yeah. It would totally pull the average to the right?
Yes.
It would pull the average.
So you say what would increase, what would decrease,
yeah.
what would increase more than others.
Yeah. I think the median would stay the same because it doesn't really. Only one new person is not going to change the middle, but definitely the average will be pulled right. Yeah. So definitely A is wrong. Median will decrease. Nope, they're going to increase. That's wrong. It looks like I can't write on the Here we go. That's wrong. Both the I don't think the median will increase. Maybe a little, but the mean will increase by. Oh yeah, so it's definitely C. The mean will increase. Maybe the median moves. Maybe it doesn't. It all depends how much data there is. All right. So if you get stuck on any of those on the second one, Braden, let me know. I can see your screen now that I went through a couple of the hints. So remember, you can use the question mark. You can replace it with X and then do it in reverse if you have one of these. So this one would be.
Okay, I'm starting to understand it now.
Yeah, it's a little reverse, right?
It's a little reverse.
Yeah. Yeah, math in reverse always gets students. I think anything in reverse is hard. Riding a bicycle in reverse is really, really hard. Running backwards would be tricky. Diving into a pool in reverse would be hard. Actually, that would be pretty easy. You'd just dive with your feet, right? No, you'd have to jump out of the pool and land standing up at the side of the pool. That would be a reverse dive.
It isn't that bad.
Yeah, okay.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, the graph one got me.
Once you get used to it.
Yeah. Anybody need help with any of them? Braden and I have a little experience with these already. Okay. While I wait for you guys, I'm going to set up the assignment on the classroom and also clean up.
So will we just have to post our notes on there? Or
yeah, just post your notes. I'll put a little thing that says 3 Khan Academies, but you don't have to post that. If you want to save me some time, you can take a picture of your scores, and I won't have to look them up. If they're already at the highest you're going to get, so if you take a picture, I'll just go with your picture. But you can just leave it, and I can log in, get you guys the scores that way. So number 10. Notes.
Okay, 100%.
100. Okay. All right. So go ahead and post it while you have it, Braden, so that you can be done.
Is it up now?
Yeah, it's up now. Number 10, notes. And then if you want to stay online for a few minutes to see if anybody has any questions, that would be really appreciated.
Okay.
And you can kind of look at underneath on the Khan Academy. You can see what we're going to be doing next. You can kind of see where my thought process is. We'll be finished with this whole thing by Friday. So,
we have a break, right?
Yeah, by the time, but before spring break.
Is every teacher giving us break, or?
Well, yeah, it's spring break. I would imagine, that. Let's see. So we have center, summarizing the center.
It feels weird to have a spring break.
It feels weird, huh? Yeah. Yeah, because it's.
I took a picture on my phone this time, so it's gonna look.
Oh yeah, go ahead and do that. The quiz better, so that.
I have to put a bit more information on. I wrote some information on there, but my handwriting's really bad, and so I'm gonna type some of it up for you.
Yeah, if you could type it, I think Aiden typed it pretty nice, except that he just typed general general answers, which are fine, but we want for the data that we had made up, which was actually,
I'm gonna put some
Should I draw a
some
graph?
data stuff
Yeah.
on there, and then I'm gonna include the data
yeah,
in my notes.
yeah, Aiden, you should draw the graphs because they're really hard to get those in the computer. I mean, you can do them.
You can use your phone.
You can use your phone.
Okay.
You could also. I mean, if you wanted to not draw them, you'd have to go and do them online, and then just copy whatever it made and paste it in there. I think Braden had found a histogram maker. Then we found the
Just Google it.
yeah, box and whisker maker, right?
Alright.
Then with the normal curve also maker. You just have to type in the standard deviation. And also too, Braden, now you kind of understand why. Check this out. Why? Look at my screen real quick. Now you understand on the normal curve why the average is here, and the width is the standard deviation. So that's how spread the data is. So if the data was really tight,
The standard that's how you figure out the columns.
yeah, the width. Yep. So the once you have that standard deviation, that is one of them, and then you just think of this as you're jumping from here to here. That's one jump, and then the next jump is another standard deviation, right? And then the other one is a third standard deviation. So if you had data was really, really tight, that means your bell curve will be really tall like this. Does that make sense? And if you had data that was really spread out, then the data would be more, the bell curve will be really flat. This is a big standard deviation. This would be a what?
I'm sorry. I just came on because I had to do something. Are we just doing the Khan Academies right now?
Yeah, pretty much. We talked about a couple things on. Yeah, we'll do the Khan Academy, but check it. Yeah, the center.
We talked about standard deviation.
Mm-hmm. And just to give you, you can watch the video, but I'll give you a little quick lesson here. Let me see, where did I talk about the standard deviation? Can you look at my screen, Abby?
Mm-hmm.
So we got some numbers that people were shooting out, and Braden and Tyler kept saying 8 over and over, right? So they wanted to be funny, and they actually worked out because they gave me 8 numbers. So our average was 7. Okay. So they wanted the average to be 8, but it ended up being 7. And then we said we went through each number and we wanted to find out how far they were from the average. And this is how far each one is from the average.
Okay.
And then we added all of the distances of them and we divided it by 8 numbers, and this is the average of the averages. So this is standard deviation.
That's how you figure out standard deviation?
Yeah. So
the average of all the averages?
Yeah, the average of how far each one is from the average.
Okay.
So, and if the number is big, it means that the numbers are spread out. If the number is small, it means the numbers are really close to 7, basically, for example.
Just like how these ones are.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell that they're like practically, they're all almost 7. And that's why the number is 1.5. So if the number is big, and big is relative, right? Relative means it kind of depends on the other, compared to something else, right? So 15 is big compared to 1.5, which means this data is spread out, right? But 15 is small compared to 150, which means this one's really spread out and this one's closer. Okay. And the smallest number you can get is 0, because that means they're all the average. Every number is 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, you know. Anyway.
Well, in order for the average to be 8, we would have had to have all 8s.
All 8s, yeah.
You know, 1 7. It would messed it up.
Yeah, well, yeah, then the standard deviation would be like 0.01 or something, you know. So that was like the big picture, and then we have these 3 Khan Academies right here. I think you actually had started them previously, so you might already.
Yeah, I already did one because
Yeah.
I didn't realize we weren't supposed to do them.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
okay.
the mean, median, and mode
Yeah,
one. It's
yeah.
really easy.
I did put the link on for the cheating calculator right here. If you can just paste them and it'll give you all the data. With Khan Academy, if it's a decimal, it wants the fraction. It doesn't want you to turn it into a decimal. If it's like 6.755, whatever, just put 35 divided by the bottom, the count number. All right, so try that out, and I'll be here to help you guys if you need anything. The second one, you had to do some reverse math, which is called algebra. And that was about it, huh?
Yep, easy Monday.
Yep. Tomorrow you guys will do the quiz as a practice. I won't count it, And the quizzes you can take them more until you get 100%. Even. Oh, and also, Abby, I was really happy you weren't here because then you would have seen my score on my test.
And then now you showed her your score.
Yeah, I did.
So you kind of undid everything.
What?
Well, I told the class that I'm glad you weren't here because then you would have seen my score, my exam.
Also have some missing work.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
is that a problem?
Because
why is making your exam score a problem?
Because look at this score, 206 divided by 300. That's embarrassing. And it was online. I could Google stuff. I could look at things up. I could have 3 computers. I could use calculators. I could use this. It was really hard, actually. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I have these missing. I totally thought I did those, but I guess I didn't. I don't know.
Islamic scores.
That is a good example for the class.
Yeah, this is a good example. However, I have a 75%. Oh, I thought I had a B. Never. I better do really good on the final.
In Iceland, 60% is a B.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. What's a 90%?
How?
Is that like the temperature, like Celsius?
No, like they grade really lenient.
Oh.
Because they don't care about like tests that much. So if you have a 60%, then you have a B.
That's good. That means if you got 60%, we should just change the grading.
No, I like the way it grades are here.
Well, what if you have a 90? What's that?
That's an A plus.
And what about an 80?
That's an A.
Oh, so it's like 20%. So 20. So it goes.
An F in Iceland.
I was freaking out because I thought like there's this school that I want to go to, and I thought I wouldn't get accepted because they said like you have to have B's or higher in like all of your classes, and then I realized like, oh yeah,
a B.
I have like all A's. Standards.
Well, that means I got a B right now in Iceland. Yeah. All right, that's good.
That makes you feel better.
Yeah, I do.
I could be in Iceland.
The only problem.
You can't do good on every test.
Well, I should have. I didn't study. I actually thought, I'll just look up things, but then I ran out of time.
Don't worry, I don't study either.
Yeah, I should have studied for a little bit at least, maybe 10 minutes before. It was so hard. I'm serious.
Got too cocky.
Yeah, I did. I thought I got this. I got my notes. I got my links to my cheating calculators. Nope. It asked me for some stuff that was so hard that even when I was looking it up, I needed to spend half an hour studying it so I can just try to understand half of it. So I just ended up guessing. But it was free response, so I can't even. It's not multiple choice, so I have to just type something. Fortunately, I just have to wait until the first, and then we'll know if it's going to be curved or not.
I love it when it's curved.
Yeah, and now you know why it's called curving, by the way, because check this out. If the average was 60%, that means this is the normal. The normal curve was here. The normal is 75%. Well, so when you curve it, you basically force this lower curve. You force it to move this way, and it'll become which curve? This curve. So a 60 will become a 75. And that's why it's called a curve, because you're shifting the curve. Most teachers don't know that. They don't know why it's called curbing. They just know it means, raising people's scores, right? But what you're really doing is you're shifting the curve. You're shifting it.
That's cool.
So it's part of our stats, right? So you're making the 60% become 75, right? Now, people that have an A, when you give them 15 more percent, well, then they still have an A. That doesn't change for them, right?
Like sometimes I get like one question wrong, and then the teacher curbs it, and so then I get 100.
Then you get 100. Yeah, that's what. So like here. So if you were here, right? Then now you are here. You're moving. Now the bad part is people that have a really low grade, when you curve it, they still have a low grade, right? So if you have like a 30% and you get 15 more, well, that's still an F, right? Except in Iceland, that might be like an A minus. Bird. Yeah.
Do you know a lot about like college and university?
Oh, of course. That's my middle name.
Do you know if I were to like study in Iceland for like the next 2 years and then go to American university, even though I have my citizenship, would I still have to pay like out of state tuition?
I think yeah.
Because unless you like apply for a school in Pennsylvania and you live in Pennsylvania, you have to pay out of state tuition.
You have to live somewhere for 1 year, even if you're a citizen.
Even if I have like dual residency.
No, you have to.
It doesn't have to do with the country you live in. It has to do with what state you live in.
Yeah. So you have to live there for 1 year.
Like Hartford,
yeah.
Which is, I think it's in New York or something.
Boston.
I have to pay out of state tuition because I live in California.
Yeah, well, sort of. So that's a private school, so it doesn't really matter. It's more of like.
Well, yeah. Okay, true.
Yeah, public schools. Yeah, public schools are the ones that charge more.
Like my brother.
Yeah.
He's going to Utah University
because
he has to pay out of state.
All right. But the second year that he lives there, he doesn't have to pay out of state because he lives there. So as long as you live there for a year, that's when.
I thought it was like 4 years.
No, it's one year. Yeah, 1 year. So at the very worst, you have to just pay a lot 1 year, and then the next year, well, you live there. You've been living there for a year, so. There we go. See, I'll look up. I just kind of Googled it. There we go. Can you see that, Ada?
That's for California. It looks like.
Yeah.
That's for UCSD.
For the UC, it should be everywhere. But let's look at other places. But it should be everywhere.
It should be about.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Right.
Does anybody could just like lie and say that I lived there for an extra year?
Yeah, you could do that. You say, I've been here. It's just that you usually have to pay some kind of taxes for them to know you live there. That's the catch.
You have to show like your rent. Or
Yeah.
whatever, like that.
Yeah, you have to show your water bill or your phone bill that says you've done it for a year.
So is math class done now?
Yeah, I think I was waiting for you guys if you have any more questions. If you guys are done, then I'll wait for you a little more. And when you're done, just say goodbye, and then I'll know little by little who's leaving.
All right. Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
When are
Wash your hands.
Khan Academies due?
I'm gonna have everything